you a merry fourth quarter. We wish you a merry fourth quarter and many great sales.
Welcome to our new and improved eBay room. Hi everyone. Before we get into everything, I want to give a quick update on our holiday fundraiser that we've been doing. If you haven't seen our video regarding that, what we are doing is we're donating all of our YouTube profits that we make between now and December 31st to a family in need. Up to now, we have raised over $1,000 now. So thank you everybody who's been watching our videos for that. That is directly because of you. And we're thinking now we'll be able to help 2 families. So thank you. Now, as for tonight's video, it's going to be our Saturday night during fourth quarter. It's December 12th today, and our kids in bed. We are going to process. We're going to show you how we decide whether to part out old appliances, cleaning, toys, clothes. I already tested a coffee maker, so we're already in for that. And let's get into it.
So all of this is very recent purchase. Most of this hard goods stuff that you see here is actually from today. So we'll talk a little bit about some of the items that we pick up, why we pick them up, price points, sell-through rate, why we believe that we can win with some of these items. Specifically, some of these that we've worked with before that we recognize the name brands, like All Clad for sure. And then we'll even talk about these blow molds because they're all going to be listed tonight for sale because they have a lot of value. And all of this was purchased today, so we'll talk a little bit about testing, electronics, especially VCRs. VCRs are always a good seller for us, especially during the season. And we have some calculators that are always good sellers and some collectibles in here. And Wanda, I think this is a good time for you to give just a general quick tour of what this used to look like versus what it looks like now versus what it's going to look like in the future.
Well, what it used to look like was a whole big pile of stuff. That's it. So my angel of a mother had Jess overnight and for 2 full days this week, and it allowed me to dig into this and figure out an organization system that wasn't so draining and constantly just bringing stuff in, throwing it into a corner over there. Then it ended up in piles in here, just piles of crap. In fact, this toy set that's worth a decent amount of money over here was just on the floor over here, covered in paper. I mean, it was just a hot mess. But I've organized it now. So now there's categories and areas where we know what to process. Pots and pans and home goods are over here in a special box.
Tell us about this box, Wanda.
More to come on that. I gotta leave them in suspense.
So that box we paid $1,000 for, and that's all we're gonna say for now.
So this is just games that we have. We got a whole bunch of bulk. This I just have to get measurements of. I have all the pictures. I'm procrastinating on that. Electronics. Yeah,
my dad actually found this Xbox 360 drums without the stand, and we have extra stands and a guitar with the dongle. So he paid $4. He gave it to us to test. We're gonna list it and sell it and just give him a fraction of what we make on it. He's been doing really well with my sister, getting stuff from the bins for cheap, and they've just been killing it.
Right. This is toys right here. This is video game stuff. This is just what's left over of our Monster High. These are all camcorders and cameras. This is a pile of money. That's what that is.
There's probably around $1,000 to $1,500 of value just in cameras and lenses and stuff in there for sure.
All our electronics that we need to get fixed. So, you guys, I don't know if you can see, there's another pile over there.
So there's another like $1,500, maybe even closer to $2,000 worth down here. And the reason why we still have all of these is because we actually are working with someone to get them fixed. They've just been in a position in their life where they have not been able to dedicate as much time to them. They actually just started fixing them. So we're going to be diagnosing a bunch of them soon. And then
this is all just recent stuff. And then like cords, electronics, pots and pans that we're waiting on matches, extra lids, and then all of our like most used packing stuff, our tape, scissors, things that we need to pull out regularly.
This little thing Melinda actually got from us, right at the beginning because it really helps with organization. Some things we would recommend Definitely buy batteries in bulk online because you're always going to need them. And please find a place in your local area to recycle batteries, because batteries are extremely hazardous to our environment. So if you can bulk them up and get them recycled, please do that. There's places everywhere. If you just look at your local county where you can get those recycled properly, it would really help this world out. And then you want to tell them about this general area here?
Well, this is our desk. It's mostly Adine's clocks. We found a new home. I felt like they're now a collection, so
It's
unless
okay.
somebody makes us an offer he can't refuse. This is our new printer. Again, thank you, Jonathan. Thank you, thank you, thank you. This is where our shipping department works out of.
Yeah.
And I really think this is just gonna add a lot of efficiency to our life. You know where things are, we can pull, we can see what categories are building up. We know we can pull from areas that need to be processed. Everything has a place. I really like that.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the update on the eBay room. This is still all temporary because we just recently got our quote for our loft and the garage. So there's a lot of transformation coming. So we're gonna get to work. It's around 9 o'clock Saturday night. We're planning a good 3, 4, 6 hours tonight to get stuff done, and we'll kind of guide you along. Like I said, we'll talk a little bit about everything that you see here. So stay tuned. Okay, so we are now in the basement. We have a Michigan basement and we utilize a lot of the space for storage, especially for the big bulky stuff. But these are the 3 VCRs that I picked up today, and I met a brand new contact for us. His name is Larry, super nice guy. We actually talked about Pokemon cards for a while. That deal didn't work out, but he also does storage units, so we have a new way to source through him. So I'll pop up the value of these, and the easiest way to find the value of VCRs is to simply look up, and you probably can't see it on here, but you look up the model numbers. So I'm gonna just type in Sony SLV690HF and see what these go for. Now, we always offer free shipping, and with VHS players, we typically price them $15. So if these are worth $50 a piece, we would sell them for $65 with free shipping. Let me show you how I test them. It's really straightforward. You need a TV that has these audio and video cable inputs. And then we actually buy these in bulk because we always pair them up with the units when we sell them. So all you need to do is find a matching video and audio cable port in the back, plug it in, find a VHS that you know works for a fact, and then just hit all the buttons, literally. Play, stop, rewind, fast forward, power on, off, all the functions we test, and that is enough. And we've sold a lot of these and we've never had any issues if we test the fundamentals. So let's plug this in. So typically you're gonna have an out and an in, and on the bottom here it says out. So I'm going to just match the colors. And obviously if you're a little bit older, you know exactly how these work. And if you are in your teens, you know, if you're in your early 20s, you may not, because this is outdated technology. Most of the time now we're using HDMI cords for similar input. Next, I'm gonna plug it in. We're gonna see if it powers on, and we're gonna go through the functions. So I just plugged it in. Good news, it does power on. We'll pop it in. It's important to see if it receives the cassette well. All right, look at that. It's playing the VCR or the VHS tape. And I apologize for the noise behind me. It's the furnace. So now I'm just gonna play with the buttons. It pauses, that's good. Does it fast forward? Yep, it does. It pauses. Does it rewind? It's that simple, guys. The only thing we don't test on these is the recording feature, because we just don't, and we've never had any issues with that. We're gonna hit this stop and eject button. Some of the common problems with these is the age. As they age, belts get old, they get worn, tapes get stuck, etc. So I'm not sure why it fed in right away, so I'm gonna stop, eject. So that's a problem, right? It shouldn't do that. So that's something that I have to disclose. So let's see. So see, this is an issue now. So this one I'm gonna put in the repair pile because I don't need it to just automatically grab the tapes, because whoever is using these needs to be able to grab it. Or I can just disclose that it does that. So we'll see. I'll do some research on it. So anyways, I'm gonna knock out these three. Finished testing all three. Bad news. This one had that issue of the cassette coming out and then it was powering off. This one powered on and off. It did not hold charge and it sounded like it needs a new belt, so this one needs repair. And the Sony works, but only the audio works. The video portion is not. So 0 out of 3. But that's okay because we do have somebody that can repair these for us, so we're gonna put them aside. It's okay because it's only a $15 investment. Life goes on. So now let's go back upstairs and find things that actually do work. The bad news was that none of those VCRs actually worked, but that's okay. Like I said, we can get them to our repair guy and over time he'll get to them. So I want to show you this All-Clad real quick. This is an All-Clad, a great brand for pots and pans, but this is a waffle iron. So we paid 40 bucks off of Facebook Marketplace and it'll sell for about 140 with free shipping, and something this bulky costs about 15 to 20 bucks to ship. Already tested. The nice thing is that all you have to do is plug it in, make sure that it actually works, and it does. While Melinda is actually cleaning some toys, actually Melinda's right behind you, but Melinda is cleaning some toys, I'm going to be taking pictures of jeans. So that pile already completed, but I wanted to show you some of the ways that we do it. So this is our setup. It's just a lamp and a little fake rug. So I'm gonna grab these Express jeans. Men's jeans are really nice because you can find out all the information on the inside. So it's Express is the brand. This tag right here tells you the length and the width, the type of fit, and the model is Alex. So it's all right on here. So it's pretty straightforward. We're gonna just plop them down. And with men's jeans, we only take one measurement, which is going to be the inseam, which is the bottom of the crotch to the bottom of the hem. So simple, put your rule or your measuring tape there and there, and we just snap a picture of the bottom. So this is 26 and a half. I'm gonna capture that. That's the only measurement. I'm gonna take one picture of the main, you know, the entire jeans, flop this over for the hems, one picture of the center of the jeans to see if there's any, you know, any designs or anything like that. One at the top, flip them over. Same process here. So these have some sort of line distressing, so I definitely want to figure out a way to call that out. So I'm gonna do the entire back, then I'm gonna do a close-up of the lines just so that it's visible. I'm gonna flip this over for the other hem, top, and I'm gonna grab the label or the top right pocket area, flip them over, and I'm just gonna take pictures of the inside. So,
Where'd you learn that cool style, Dean?
Melinda, she stopped me. Jeans can be a little bit tricky because, like, when you look up Express jeans, some of them are selling for like $7 or $15. Make sure you're sorting by highest to lowest and getting the max value. These are selling for us for about 35 plus shipping, 32 plus shipping, or simply $39.95 free shipping. So make sure that you're looking at the top sellers, not the stuff that's selling for $5, because not all sellers are created equal. And what ends up happening is that people are kind of cheapening the brand when they're selling something that's worth 100 retail for $7 on eBay pre-owned. So anyways, we're gonna knock out some of these jeans and then we'll process some more hard goods.
We recently had a question on one of our YouTube videos, and it was from Figgy Flips. Hi Figgy, if you're watching this. Will you do a video on finding an item and how you decide to part it out? Welcome to that video. So Edine found this Moulinet Regal La Machine, and it is in awesome condition. We have already tested it. We know that it works. Comes with the paperwork. So when you're deciding if you're going to sell it just for parts or as the whole machine, first thing to look at off the bat is it complete to begin with? Because if it's not, then it doesn't really make sense to sell it as a whole machine anyway. The next one is the condition. Can you salvage any of it? You know, if it's just beat up, maybe there's some parts that look better than other parts and that you can sell. So we are actually going to look this up. I'm going to check the comps and see what our process would look like. So on these, the model numbers are under here. They're on the bottom. And this one is model LM5. Let's see if it picks it up there. So I'll just type in the brand, Moulinet LM5. And another thing while I'm doing that is keep in mind these are vintage small appliances. So people already have these, generally speaking. So they're just looking for things to replace the pieces that they already have in their machine. So that's something to keep in mind as well. I'm sorry, 18 results, 5 sold. So that doesn't seem right because we've actually sold this brand before and we know there's a lot more. So I'm going to type in Moulinet Regal La Machine. So that's one thing you can do too if you don't feel like the search results are accurate. We do this a lot where if it just seems off, if you have a gut feeling, or just to compare, you can type it in both ways and see what happens because different people are listing it different ways, obviously. With this search, there are 235 pre-owned Moulinet Regal La machines. There are 150 sold results, and then we sort it by highest plus shipping. And the highest ones usually are going to be the complete sets. And then we'll pop this up on the screen so you guys can see this better. So they are 55 plus shipping, 65 plus shipping, 69 plus shipping. And the shipping, this is heavy, so the shipping is pretty hefty on those. Anywhere from like $60, $15, $20, there's 79 free shipping. But I'm not scrolling very far and I already ran into just the motor by itself, and that's 40 plus shipping. So the next one is 27 plus ship, 40 plus ship, 40. So over and over again, now the base is worth about $40 plus ship, which is almost as much as the whole machine by itself. So now it's pretty obvious that it's probably going to be a part out. Then I get down to this part, just the lid and just this, 35 as a set sold. This thing all together, 30. So that's 70. That's about what it was selling as the complete set. The shipping is going to be a lot cheaper, even combined. That'd be like 2 first class or first class and a priority is going to be a lot less than if we ship it as a whole machine because it's so heavy. So this one we are going to part out. Okay, and then the blades and the stems are actually very commonly replaced. We get these, probably these will be the first to sell if we decide to part it out. $20, 20, $25, and we've sold this stem for like 20 to 25 on other machines over and over again. And that's what it is for this one as well. 20 free ship, 20 free ship, 20 free ship, and on and on. So we're going to part this one out because all of those equal more than the machine as a whole plus cheaper shipping. So that just makes sense business-wise. So just to summarize that, the whole machine together with all of the parts, motor, everything you see here, was selling for about 60 to 70 with shipping. But so this is 40, 20, 20, 35. These usually go for like 15 to 20. So we're well over $100 now with less in shipping for those. And of course, you can choose to do whatever you want. If it's just easier, you want to get rid of the whole piece at the same time, that's not a wrong decision to make by any means. This is just how our process works when we bring in one of these old appliances on what we choose to do with it. Figgy, I hope that answers your question, and maybe it answers the question for anyone else who was wondering how we decide whether we're going to part out or sell old appliances altogether. Now we'll show you some more processing of other items.
As we continue to process tonight, I wanted to show you some of the frequent electronics that we deal with that are small, super easy to list, super easy to ship, and relatively easy to find. So we live in Grand Rapids, Michigan. It's a college town around here. We have several universities, so we find these graphing calculators frequently. These are 2 of them. They're pretty much the same thing. One is the silver edition, one is just a TI-84, but they're super easy to research. And I'll pop up some of the comps on the screen. Typically, we pay about $30 each. In this case, I paid $10 each today. The black one works perfectly fine, so we'll list it for $60 free shipping, and it'll sell typically within a couple of weeks, especially as the new semester is starting January for college students. The The silver one actually doesn't power on. I know how to usually fix these. This one I could not figure out. So for parts, we're still gonna probably ask for about $30 with free shipping on this. And again, I'll throw up some comps on parts only for these. The next one is this Brother. This is just a little label maker. They're pretty easy to identify. They typically have a model number on the back of them. And again, I'll pop up some comps. This one we picked up at Goodwill for $3, and it should bring in about $25 free shipping, or the same thing as $20 plus shipping. Again, these will ship first class as they're pretty light. Easy to test. They actually have some of the white cartridge film inside of them, so we know that it works for sure. So that gives us a little bit of confidence when we're listing it. And then finally, I wanted to show you this little camera. This is only a 12.1 megapixel Canon, so definitely outdated technology. The power shots tend to do really well for us though. And this one I picked up because it came with all the accessories, all the cables, the CDs, the camera, and the charger. So we're gonna be asking about between $35 and $40 free shipping. And last time we had one similar to this, it sold within a couple of hours, which was pretty awesome. So just be mindful, old technology is kind of tricky. Obviously these are worth more if you have all the accessories. So again, just wanted to show you some of the smaller items that we're processing tonight. Next up, Melinda's gonna show you a little bit about how we take photos and how we list some of these big blow molds.
One category that has done really well for us in the past is vintage blow molds. Do not sleep on them. Adine picked up 4 for $100 for all of them, and all of them will sell for over $100 minimum plus shipping. Even in this condition, this guy has like a scratched up ear. Homegirl's paint job isn't the best. She's missing a candle. These are still going to sell, and they will probably sell very quickly. One thing to keep in mind is seasonality. They do sell better, closer to whatever season they're for. Sometimes there's Halloween blow molds. These are Christmas ones, but they still sell all year round. We sold a vintage Taz ones for $475 that we basically got for free. That was our, up to that point, that was our biggest sale. So we love blow molds. A tip when photographing them is to shut all your lights off and get them in the dark, because that's obviously how people are going to see them during the Christmas season. So that's what they want to see, how they look when they're lit up. And I know a lot of people are probably very intimidated about shipping them. They're big, they're bulky. We do have a video that we'll link somewhere about how we have shipped them. So don't let that throw you. It's really not that bad. It just takes a bigger box. So that's gonna do it for us as far as processing tonight. We'll show you what we got done.
So the lighting is not that great in this room, but this is everything that we got done. So Melinda got these toys cleaned up and listed, this vintage Christmas tree, that all clad, of course, we're gonna get listed ASAP, some figurines, some small electronics, some board games. A lot of these don't have value, so we're just gonna put them up for $10 each on Marketplace, on Facebook Marketplace. We bought them all for $20, including one that's worth $30 by itself that we are gonna sell on eBay, but the rest, the market is just too saturated for these types of things. We got a bunch of clothing done, a bunch of jeans and tops. We don't do a lot of tops, but there's some jerseys in there. This is a Remington hunting jacket, and then of course our parted out machine. We also did wash some stuff too, and it's drying for now. So this is what we got done, and let's say goodbye to you fine people. That's gonna do it for us tonight. We got a lot done. We're pretty proud of ourselves for getting it done, right? That's kind of our motto. It's just you have to get this stuff done. Buying it is exciting, finding it is exciting, but you can't sell it until it's listed, right? So we washed some pots and pans. We did a bunch of clothing. We photographed, of course. We tested. We did a lot, and we probably, at the end of the day, we probably added about $1,000 of value into our store. And of course, we paid nowhere close to $1,000 for all the stuff that you saw tonight. That's gonna do it for this video. We really do appreciate you guys tagging along. We spend a lot of our evenings like this. Like we've said in our previous video, you have to find the time and sacrifice. The room definitely helps. Melinda did a great job getting this place organized. Like where she's standing and relative to where I'm standing, like that space didn't exist before. So that's a really nice step in the right direction. We are really excited just to get that loft built into the garage so that we can get a real space, a real workspace for us. And once that's done, we'll definitely keep you guys updated. Until then, we both appreciate you guys tuning in, watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Little bonus clip. This already sold. This is that calculator we listed last night. It sold for 60 within the day. And then these two board games already sold for 15 bucks. And remember, we have 20 into all of them. So already out the door, local deal for 15.